We're going to be talking about some cordless drills, and the most common cordless drill is like this one here. And what sets this cordless drill apart from the others is that it has a chuck on here that doesn't require a key, so you can tighten and loosen different screws and drill bits on here. So to tighten it, you just want to make sure that the arrow is pointing forward, and then you hold this and you'll tighten it down. If you noticed, there wasn't a whole lot of power given to the drill because it's set on a low setting. But if I ratchet that up, it really increases the power to which it's used. And you can also set this for drill, so that means there's no give at all when you work that. With this drill, you can also use various bits on here, so you can use a driver for a screw, or you can use a socket if you need to install a bolt. And when you attach the bit, you can also make sure that the little pieces of metal here are tight to the bit. And then this will also help you when you're drilling. It'll reduce the amount of power, so maybe you don't go down too far into the wood with that. So that's what's helpful about this one. So this one's very versatile. The other one is an impact drill, and it's made for these attachments as well, and you notice it has a hex center in there. So to install that, you just push it in there until it clicks, and then if you want it out, you just move that forward. So this one gives a lot of power, but the one thing that you don't use it for is you don't want to use it for drill bits. Even though there are some drill bits that have the hex edge shape on the end, you only want to use it for this type of drill. You don't want to use any kind of drill in here. You only want to use impact drivers and bits, okay? So next we're going to look at your lab sheet. Next we're going to look at your lab sheet, and this is going to kind of let you know what activities you're going to do as you move forward in this lab. So the first thing you're wanting to do is you're wanting to take a screw and find a proper drill bit that is going to allow you to drill a pilot hole that is smaller than the overall diameter of the screw. So you'll notice that if we hold this right, that you'll see that there's still some teeth to the screw hanging out. So that's kind of what you want. If you have something that completely obscures that, then it won't have any anything to grab into to attach itself to the wood. So that's what we're going to do first for this exercise. We're going to drill into this piece of wood. We're going to drill a pilot hole, and we're going to make sure that it goes to 1/8 of an inch. So I believe this was the drill we used for the pilot hole. I'm going to secure it in here. And we only want that to go in 3/4 of an inch. So we can kind of set a stop, if you will, on here. So I'm going to hold this right here to about 3/4 of an inch. And what this tape will do is this tape will tell me when I'm close to where I need to be for installing this. Now I could start right here on this X, but it might kind of wobble around a little bit. So to kind of help it get a good start, you can start with a screw here and give it a little tap. That way the drill will start off where you want it to. Now I can pull it straight back out, or I can hit the reverse button. With the small drill bits, it's real easy for them to break, so you want to be very careful when you're So with a small drill bit, it would be real easy for them to break. So when you drill, you want to make sure that it is up straight up and down, and also that you're careful when you pull it out so it doesn't break. So next I'm going to take this out, and I'm going to use the drill. And just for an example, we'll hold it here on the end. And this one's going to go all the way through, okay? So if you'll notice, this screw's longer, so that's why we've driven it out to the side. So if you'll notice, this screw is longer than the wood. So that's why we've moved the wood out to the side, because we know it's going to go all the way through. Now when we go ahead and install the screw, we want to make sure that we don't go too far down into the wood. We just want to make it flush. So can you see it's hitting the limiter there? I want to increase the power to it. I could probably go to a little less than drill, about 16. Okay, so that's flush. That's nice and flush here. Then we can just reverse it, and we'll take it back out. Sometimes these get very hot because there's a lot of friction, so be careful when you're pulling that out. The next thing we want to do is we want to drill this particular hole at a 45-degree angle approximately. So to do that, we can again kind of set the location of where we want that to be. I'm going to put this one back in here. And this one we're not going to need the stop on there, so I'll take that off. And with this one, I'm going to drill it just slightly right here, because sometimes when we hold it up, it wants to kind of drag down. So this will kind of give a good location for it to, so if we can hold it right there, then again, realizing that I might drill through onto the table, I don't want to do that. So I'm close to about a 45-degree angle there. So I'm close to a 45-degree angle there. And sometimes when you're installing a screw, you actually want it to go through to the other side. So this one might protrude to the other side, or if we had a longer one, it would. So in roof framing skills, you'll want it to go into the other side of the wood. So we're going to hold it here, and this is kind of a short screw, so I don't know if it will. So it did protrude through the other side. All right, so the same process would be used for a lag bolt. And what we would do is pick a different bit there. In your activity, you're going to pick a different size bit that will work for this. And also in that activity, you're going to use the socket and the impact to drive it where it needs to be. I'm going to show you one last tip that I think is very beneficial. And let's say that you've got a screw that you're needing to take out of this piece of wood, and so you've reversed it, and it's not going anywhere. Well, what you can simply do, first off, the reason it's doing that is because it's kind of stripped into part of the wood here. So what you can do is, if another partner is here, you can have them hold the wood for you. And all we want to do is put a little bit of pressure on this. And so we're pushing the screw back out.